I think the platform is really something that really brings all different sectors for working for this the disaster risk reduction. So really, as long as we can understand how the people collaborate in the different fields and how to unite, it's good.
Bringing people together to work for the safer communities. Because to me, one person, one country or one region can't do to prevent disasters.
There is no possibility of achieving a real resilience without involving the community, because the resilience is can be made by structural measures. The other part relies on the people habits and practices. So the involvement of the local community is essential, and the involvement of majors, which are the political leaders closest to the citizens, is important too.
I'm realizing that it is not even the issue of having the money, the capacity in terms of human resource to deal with it, but whether or not we are consulting with the community who are affected and to find out what exactly is the situation, because they are there and therefore they know what is causing the problem and how we can manage and solve it. And that's something I think I have achieved or derived from this conference.
This is an important start for us, because up till now the past conferences have just been the government, the public sector, and this is the first time where the private sector in some kind of an organized way is being presented.
I think it's been a real eye-opener for me. There is, or has been evidently, a considerable lack of understanding, the private sector of the public sector and NGOs and vice versa. I think this conference is an important step in helping to bridge that gap.
Reducing vulnerability is a great investment. It's a great investment for their communities and for the sustainability of governments. And so I think this report brings more evidence to the table in a way that's very, very easy to understand, and I think that will help me do my job and many decision makers do their jobs.
The private sector needs to be made aware and have some education on what this initiative is, so then they can start to work on how they can work with the public sector to create a public-private partnership, a PPP, to become effective.
I have learned one thing, that there is a lot we can do as parliamentarians. That one, we can network. If Uganda does it, Kenya should do it. If Kenya does it, Tanzania should do it. And at a regional level, we can hold it together and spread it even further.
For the first time, we broadened the scope very significantly by the discussions around the much stronger integration also of nuclear technological accidents, industrial accidents, and that has led the whole discussion here into the era of addressing critical risks in highly modernized and vulnerable infrastructures and societies.
There is really need to have a framework that will guide all institutions, all country, and even civil society in dealing with pre and post natural disaster is very, very important.
This conference, as far as African Union is concerned, it is going to provide me with the capacity of information to be able to inform the citizens of Africa on how we can be able to respond better.
The first thing that impressed me is that such a conference is being held on this platform, to talk about safe schools and education and to empower the children with knowledge so that they can save their lives and the lives of the people in their communities. So this trust in education and in children is hopeful, is wonderful, and this is actually one of the best things that I felt in this session.
People are looking for solutions. People are looking for ways to be able to prevent and prepare for disasters. And the interest that's been shown here is a reflection of the urgency of this issue, that we really need to do something.
Now we are warned that nature will strike, and we have to be prepared. We have no excuse.
Let's make a safer world where all the citizens of the world can live without fear any impact caused by natural disasters. We can make this world safer, more comfortable, and let's leave this world environmentally safe and comfortable to our succeeding generation. That's our moral and political responsibility.